Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to discuss everything that has gone wrong with our 2020 motorhome after 2 full seasons of camping. Hello everyone, if you're new here, please consider going ahead and hitting that subscribe button. Leave a like, leave a comment, it all helps grow the channel. Me and my wife plan on taking this motorhome full-time across the United States, and then we plan on packing our bags and traveling all around the world. Hopefully this interests you and we'll get you to tag along and subscribe. Right now we're slowly working our way into full-time RV travel. Of course, right now with the pandemic, we want to wait for everything to settle down and all borders to open up and things resume to normal. Really don't see any point in going out and having a lot of stuff closed. So we want to wait for a few things, but we weren't planning on jumping into it right now. Anyhow, so we're slowly working our way into it. We learn every camping trip, and we've made some changes and stuff like that, and I have plenty of videos of some of the upgrades we've done to this video. But right now I want to talk about, after 2 full seasons of taking this vehicle all the way down to the Keys, camping in Georgia and through Alabama, Kentucky, what exactly has happened to it. So I'm going to do this in 2 parts. First I'm going to talk about the Chevy chassis, which would be like your engine, transmission, the rear end, the brakes, the whole chassis part. And then we'll talk about the part back here that Jayco puts on. So let's go take a quick look with the Chevy chassis. Here's my leveling jack, so you can see there's not a lot of clearance. And the only issue I've had with probably the Chevy part is you see that orange ball right there. That piece is actually factory, but what you're looking at, the orange one, is upgraded. That's by Sumo Springs. And I did that because this thing gets a little bouncy on the front end. And right now I have new shock absorbers on order because it's still a little bit bouncy. But you have to understand, when you buy an RV, you're actually kind of like buying a stretch limo. Believe it or not, they don't tell you this, but if you look right here, this is the factory frame rail. This is where it's been cut and stretched. This whole piece has been added, and the chassis has been stretched. That's probably about a good 4 to 5 feet of extra frame. It's been added on there. So this changes the whole characteristic of the vehicle. Now the vehicle is longer. The way this thing is raked kind of downward already, it's putting a lot of weight on the front. And then you go here from where the tires are, then you have the whole weight of this front cap. So I mean, you look at it, you have all that weight right here, over here, and it's stretched. Now I'm thinking, and I could be wrong, but 25 feet might not be stretched. This RV is a 30 foot, so I'm thinking that's about 5 foot long section. So I think at 25 feet you might not have that problem. Like I said, my only issue is the leveling jacks hit if we hit a really good dip on the interstate, but all in all, it is just a little bouncy, and it does kind of make for a little bit of a sloppy drive. But other than that, no complaints with the Chevy chassis. So other than a little bounce in the front end, the Chevy chassis has been phenomenal. Have had absolutely 0 problems with it, and the alignment issue. But like I said, I don't know if it's because of the chassis manufacturer stretching the chassis out. Maybe something got misaligned. I really don't think Chevy put this thing out there with the alignment that wonky. Plus you got all this extra weight and stuff. So up in the air. I mean, I got plenty of Chevys all around here, and I've yet to have one that was brand new that pulled. Alright, so let's go take a look at the Jayco part. So we bought this brand new, and I still had an inspection done. I highly recommend you do the same. But up on top of the cap there are orange clearance lights that Jayco put in. There was water in there. The dealership fixed it. Now I'm not sure if they just missed or they didn't dry them out, but when I got it home and I double checked, there was still water up there, so I took them apart and resealed them. So you can see that it looks like a bandage on the bottom. That's actually a warmer for the tank. It keeps the water from freezing in there. On delivery, that had fallen down. The dealership warranted it. They put a new one on and it fell off. So that tape you see on there is a Turn-A-Bond that's actually used for roofing, and I put it on there and fixed it myself. This light here was initially installed with the lens facing down. Now the problem is, you see that all you have to do is push and this comes off. So you can imagine if that's upside down, this thing just kept falling out. There's another one on the other side that's facing this way, so I don't know why the factory turned that around, but not a big deal. We got it fixed, and I haven't had the lens pop out since. So the only other thing I had warranted was the bed up above the cab here, right here where this piece pivots up. It wasn't stitched properly, and you can see the foam, so they did warranty this for us. This duct right here is for our heater. I was doing some work, I was running stuff for our solar setup, and I found the duct in there was actually cut wide open, and this piece here wasn't even connected. So luckily I found that. It was just, I took some tape, taped it up, not a big deal, quick fix. Up here in the air conditioner, there's a slot up here. When you take this off, there's a slot over here to the left, there's a slot here to the right. So maybe I can, well, see all that tape up in there? A lot of people recommended taking some tape and smoothing it out in there because it's from the factory, it's kind of rough. Well, what I found out was the oval that's cut into the wall on this side still had a bunch of styrofoam that's up here in the roof, the insulation. So there's a bunch of styrofoam in here, so all these vents here were blocked. There was no airflow there. So I got that fixed. It was just simple, knock the styrofoam out, and we got that taken care of. The water pump, which is in the back under the bed, I had one slight issue with it, kind of like at low water pressure, was jackhammering. So that was a quick fix. I researched online, and then I found a way to adjust it. We had a little bit of a leak right here in the corner of the shower, depending on how you ran the water. It wasn't all the time, it's seldom, but went ahead and just added some silicone here and on the inside to take care of that. I haven't had a problem with it since. We did also have a problem with this drawer sliding open when we took turns. And what I found out was this latch here, there might have been, I think it was, I can't remember now, it was either this part or this part, wasn't lined up, and they were totally missing each other. So I went ahead and moved it, and now we haven't had a problem with the drawer sliding open. This here, the glass top here, let me see, there's a black hole right there. There's supposed to be some rubber feet. They got stuck to the glass and pulled out, and I wasn't able to get them back in, so we put some rubber feet here to keep the glass from rattling as we go down the road. But that's really not even like a Jayco issue. That was a Suburban that manufactures this top. I will say one thing I'm not too happy about, and I haven't fixed, is, and I know it's gonna be impossible to see, these black bars go to the floor. Okay, I think you might be. You can see right there. It's not bolted to the floor. Look what they did. They took this cheap aluminum and they screwed it. So that plate is supposed to hold the couch to the floor instead of actually bolting it. And I'm sorry, this is really hard to film. It's right here, it's under the couch, but there's metal brackets here that should be bolted. I don't know why they put a piece of aluminum and did that. It's kind of crappy on them, but it's not something that's broke. It's just something I'm not too happy about. The only other thing that happened was this. This is a strap for the pocket door that's right here, and this screw kind of came loose. So I kind of found there's some wood all the way through here. It actually, right here where this medicine cabinet is. So all I did is I just took a really long wood screw and went through and secured this. And then that was it. Other than that, I think I had like one piece of trim, like up here, come a little loose, just put a little nail in there. And I believe that's it as far as anything happening. Like I said, nothing's broke. Nothing has kept us from camping. Just minor little inconveniences. And there is a recall on this vehicle, and it has to deal with the leveling system. Something with the bracket that actually holds the pump and the reservoir on. I haven't brought it in yet. I've looked at it. So far it looks secure, but through the winter when the RV dealers are kind of slower, I'll probably go ahead and bring it in, let them do whatever work they need to do. All right, let's wrap this up. I'll meet you outside. All right, so I had to give it to Jayco. Other than a few manufacturing mistakes, really been a solid vehicle. Maybe it's because we don't have slide outs and this thing's a pretty simple vehicle. Well, I guess the slides are only one of the options on there, but been totally happy with the RV. Like I said, we fixed a few minor things, but all in all, nothing's broke. Really can't complain with that. Two seasons, almost. We've only got about 9,000 miles on it right now, and it's plenty of time shaking it down the road, it rattling, bumping, going down dirt roads and campsites and stuff like that. And nothing's actually broke to where we weren't able to camp or enjoy the vehicle. So far so good. 2 years of happy ownership. Hopefully you got some value out of this. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're thinking about it, I'd recommend this vehicle. Other than the bounciness in the front end, which I saw the 2021s when I went to the Tampa RV show. Jayco did put the J-Ride on this, so I'm kind of interested to see if it fixes that problem. But if you don't have the leveling jacks, it's probably not that much of an issue. It's still kind of a bouncy ride. You probably want to fix it, but other than that, I mean, it's a very comfortable ride, smooth vehicle. This is the engine on this is based on the Chevy LS platform. It's very bulletproof, if you know anything about that. So I've been extremely happy with the Chevy portion of it and the actual Jayco part. All right, like, shares, comments appreciated. Go down to the video description. I have discounts for all kinds of vendors out there. Shop my Amazon store if you're interested in anything that we have on here. It adds nothing to your cost. It's free to look, and I get a little commission for directing you that way if you do buy something. It helps us travel and bring you this content. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.